hari ini. Saya Gemi, saya kenalan dulu lah ya, meskipun mudah-mudahan sudah pada kenal. Saya Gemi, sore ini akan memandu satu webinar penting, yaitu sosialisasi SimiliarWeb sebagai partner measurement untuk audiens di Indonesia. Oke, terima kasih. Yang pertama-tama tentu saja saya ucapkan terima kasih buat teman-teman anggota IDA dan mudah-mudahan ada anggota asosiasi lain juga yang hadir, yang sudah menyempatkan waktu untuk join dengan kita hari ini, karena penting sekali sosialisasi ini agar kita juga bisa nanti bertanya langsung kepada tim SimiliarWeb untuk beberapa pertanyaan yang saya sudah dapatkan juga baik dari grup WhatsApp maupun ada yang japri gitu ya, tentang terutama benefit-benefit untuk member dan juga fitur-fitur utama yang mungkin bisa berguna untuk kita semua. Nah, sore ini saya mungkin akan bacakan dulu agendanya ya, karena saya moderator, jadi akan saya bacakan dulu. Agenda kali ini nanti saya akan buka sedikit untuk introduction-nya. Lalu ada Mas Rifki di sini. Mas Rifki ini dia yang mengepalai bidang measurement di kepengurusan IDA. Jadi Rifki akan menjelaskan proses pemilihan partner measurement ini dari awal sampai akhir sejelas-jelasnya, karena Mas Rifki yang mengarrange untuk pemilihan. Jadi Mas Rifki ini panitianya lah ya di IDA, di pengurusan IDA untuk proses pemilihan atau pitching measurement partner ini. Lalu ada dari situ dari tim SimiliarWeb akan ada dua orang yang akan menjelaskan tentang SimiliarWeb. So we will have Rene Menzies and also Carol from SimiliarWeb. Will introduce you about SimiliarWeb and hopefully can answer all the question from our member. And then setelah itu kita akan ada sesi diskusi panel antara yang akan saya pandu. Nanti akan ada Mas Janu, Ketua Umum P3I, yang hari ini juga hadir. Terima kasih Mas Janu. Dan juga ada Mas Sunjoyo. Mas Sunjoyo ini dari KLY, tapi juga kemarin, Wakil Ketua Umum IDA yang kemarin juga mengikuti proses penilaian dan pitching untuk pemilihan partner measurement ini. Setelah itu akan ada Q&A seperti biasa. Jadi teman-teman nanti seperti biasa Q&A bisa ditanyakan di di fitur Q&A di bawah. Nanti tim akan menyampaikan kepada panelis ataupun ke presenter gitu ya. Nah, oke. Sebelumnya saya opening sedikit, teman-teman. Proses pemilihan partner measurement ini, Rene and Carol, excuse me, I will just speak in both language ya. For now, I will speak in bahasa.
No problem, no problem.
Hopefully it's okay for you. Alright. Jadi proses pemilihan standar measurement partner untuk audiens Indonesia ini memang sudah menjadi agenda utama kepengurusan IDA yang saat ini bersama saya gitu ya. Jadi ini sudah direncanakan dari sejak pertama saya presentasi di hadapan member. Kalau ingat itu kalau nggak salah bulan Oktober ketika kita dilantik, saya presentasi rencana kerja IDA untuk 2020-2021 gitu ya. Dan di situ salah satu agenda utamanya adalah memilih partner measurement standar untuk Indonesia, karena kita sudah beberapa bulan sudah kondisinya vakum karena kontrak dengan partner measurement yang sebelumnya sudah habis dan belum ada kelanjutan dari situ. Jadi kita waktu itu memang itu salah satu agenda utama kita, dan waktu saya melaporkan 1 bulan pertama proses kerja pengurus IDA kepada para founders di bulan November. Waktu itu saya malahan menjanjikan tanggal 1 Januari itu sudah ada kontrak dengan partner measurement hasil pemilihan. Cuman memang meleset karena Ya seperti biasa lah ya, pengurusnya juga ada pengurus juga pada sibuk lalu tertunda. Jadi baru kita bisa mengumumkan terus melangsungkan proses. Sebenarnya proses sudah dimulai dari Desember, lalu Januari itu kita berkomunikasi dengan calon partner. Waktu itu kita sebenarnya merencanakan mengundang 3 calon partner, yaitu dari Comscore, SimiliarWeb, dan Alexa. Namun sayangnya Alexa memang tidak ada representatif yang bisa kita kontak baik di Indonesia maupun di Southeast Asia atau di Singapura. Jadi waktu itu Alexa tidak bisa kita kirimkan undangan. Jadi yang ikut hanya SimiliarWeb dan Comscore. Nanti Mas Rifki akan jelaskan prosesnya dengan lebih detail, tapi itulah secara garis besar proses yang kita jalankan. Lalu saya juga kami di pengurus melibatkan 3 asosiasi lain yang kami anggap stakeholder strategik untuk digital advertising di Indonesia ini, yaitu P3I, ada Mas Janu, lalu dari Apina ada Mbak Eka, dan dari APAM ada Mas Edi Taslim, semuanya chairman, untuk juga ikut serta terlibat dalam proses penilaian ketika proses pemilihan partner ini. Jadi penilaian partner itu dilakukan atau dinilai oleh 4 asosiasi, yaitu dari IDA, APINA, P3I, dan APAM. Nah, jadi ini nilainya bukan cuma IDA yang menilai, tapi juga dari teman-teman yang pastinya adalah stakeholder strategik di industri digital advertising di Indonesia. Jadi itu prosesnya nanti Rifki akan jelaskan. Tujuannya Tujuannya adalah sebenarnya selain ini sudah ada vakum partner partner measurement di IDA atau di Indonesia sejak Comscore habis kontraknya, juga sebenarnya sudah ditugaskan juga oleh para pendahulu kami di IDA bahwa IDA juga harus melakukan mengurus tentang standarisasi measurement di Indonesia. Ini salah satu yang kita lakukan, makanya kita lakukan dengan cepat. Waktu itu kita prioritaskan ini gitu ya. Jadi itu yang kita lakukan, tapi pendekatannya adalah pemilihan ini ketika saya dan mungkin nanti kita akan ngobrol juga Mas Dandu, ketika saya berdiskusi dengan para ketua asosiasi waktu itu, kita sepakat dan kita sadar betul bahwa tidak mungkin IDA menunjuk satu partner eksklusif dan menjadikan satu partner ini sebagai standar pengukuran satu-satunya di Indonesia dengan kompleksitas industri kita yang sangat kompleks, dengan berbagai kebutuhan advertiser. Jadi waktu itu dari Apina juga kebutuhan advertiser yang bermacam-macam, dan mereka seringkali membutuhkan pengukuran dengan berbagai macam tools juga. Jadi penunjukan ini bukan menjadikan SimiliarWeb sebagai satu-satunya satu-satunya tools measurement yang harus diikuti oleh industri Indonesia, tapi kita merekomendasikan tools yang kita anggap terbaik yang ada sekarang ini. Jadi ini adalah rekomendasi untuk tools yang kita anggap terbaik yang ada di market saat ini, dan kita memilih SimiliarWeb. Jadi itu ya tujuan dan juga approach yang kita lakukan, bagaimana posisi SimiliarWeb dalam hubungan ini dengan industri di Indonesia, dan itu yang penting untuk kita mengerti semua. Oke. Sekali lagi itu tujuan dan proses proses secara garis besarnya nanti Rifki akan menjelaskan. Oke. Cukup dari saya, nanti kalau misalnya ada pertanyaan kita bisa bahas di panel discussion. Saya nggak berpanjang-panjang lagi karena takutnya waktunya nggak cukup. Saya panggil Rifki, Muhammad Rifki.
Halo Mas.
Untuk menjelaskan proses yang kita jalankan untuk pemilihan ini. Silakan Ki.
Oke, langsung sharing screen ya. Sharingnya screen udah kelihatan kan, Mas?
Udah, Ki.
Oke. Sore, Bismillah. Assalamualaikum teman-teman, sore semuanya. Saya ditugaskan untuk menglead project ini untuk memilih media measurement online, dan memang seperti Mas Jimmy bilang kita tidak bisa menggunakan satu solusi untuk semuanya karena memang di IDA sudah ada beberapa plan. Jadi misalnya nanti ini yang kita gunakan saat ini SimiliarWeb adalah untuk media measurement. Sisanya sedang kita bahas karena memang kebutuhan advertiser macam-macam ya, ada yang mulai ngukur di luar media, tapi misalnya ada yang ngukurnya itu sampai ke iklan, visibility dan macam-macam, itu sedang kita godok. Nah, prosesnya akan saya share di sini. Jadi memang seperti yang tadi Mas Kemi bilang, tujuannya adalah untuk memberikan rekomendasi measurement tools yang sesuai untuk industri dan member IDA di Indonesia, karena memang tidak semua tools yang ada itu available di market Indonesia. Jadi apa yang ada di market ini kita assess, kita lihat bagaimana metodologinya semuanya, dan kita pastikan semua itu memberikan informasi yang jelas kepada semua pemain di digital industry. Ini adalah runutan prosesnya. Jadi Mas sebenarnya sudah kita godok dari tahun sebelumnya bersama-sama di pengurus IDA. Kita mengirimkan pitching announcement dan press release yang sudah kita sebar itu di kurang lebih di Januari, 18 Januari. Sebelum itu sebenarnya sudah kita mencari vendor-vendor yang kita bisa invite untuk pitching ini. Jadi memang saat ini kita keluarkan press release itu memang sebenarnya kita sudah mencari vendor-vendornya. Gitu. Salah satunya tadi salah tiganya adalah yang tadi Mas Jimmy sudah mention, ada Comscore, SimiliarWeb, dan juga Alexa. Dan kita memberikan deadline submission kepada partner ini itu adalah 10 Februari, jadi kurang dari sebulan mereka mempersiapkannya. Lalu kita lakukan presentasi kepada asesor itu tanggal 15 Februarinya. Lalu kita kaji bersama dan melihat dari scoring sistemnya, dan kita putuskan bersama bahwa nanti winner announcement-nya kita share di tanggal 19. Kalau lebih seperti itu runutan prosesnya. Ini press release yang sudah kita sebarkan, saya hanya sampaikan beberapa aja screenshot-nya. Jadi memang ini sudah press release sudah disebarkan oleh pengurus IDA di grup, dan beberapa meng-share press release. Seperti yang tadi vendor, ada Alexa dan SimiliarWeb. Untuk Comscore memang kebetulan karena kita sudah bekerja sama, jadi kita bisa kontak lah. Kita tidak pernah menggunakan SimiliarWeb. Kita juga diskusi dengan asosiasi digital lainnya, seperti yang di Malaysia ada MBA. Itu kita diskusi dengan mereka, dan kita dapatlah kontaknya untuk SimiliarWeb. Sementara dari Alexa kita coba cari-cari, kita cari di LinkedIn, terus kita juga tanya user di Indonesia, ternyata memang mereka menggunakan sistemnya itu support system di teknologi mereka. Sehingga saat kita cek di LinkedIn, customer support-nya ada di base-nya di US. Nah, kita melihat kalau mereka tidak ada di at least di regional level, maka untuk membantu kita itu akan sangat, kita melihat memang belum melihat kesiapan mereka untuk masuk ke market Southeast Asia, apalagi Indonesia. Nah, untuk requirement-nya ini kita lihat memang pertama kita coba memang mau memastikan bahwa vendor yang masuk itu adalah memang secara company memang mereka itu sangat terdaftar, dan kalau bisa memang mereka memberikan brand reference, dan kalau kita maunya merek Indonesia. Jadi karena kita juga minta siap membantu member yang ada di asosiasi yang ada di Indonesia. Dengan kriteria yang kita lihat adalah dari sisi data itu dan kita juga set weight-nya, jadi semuanya tidak 100%. Jadi untuk data kita kasih porsi lebih besar, karena menurut kita data itu sangat penting. Nanti ada detailnya setelah ini, bagaimana reporting-nya 15%, service-nya itu 20%, dan cost-nya 25%. Dan untuk persentase ini sudah direview oleh pengurus kita, dan juga sudah kita sosialisasikan juga dengan asosiasi lainnya yang tergabung dalam proyek ini. Ini sedikit saya share detailnya. Untuk data itu kita melihat bagaimana mereka metodologinya dalam rekrutmen panelnya, kita lihat source panelnya seperti apa, kita lihat bagaimana mereka bisa memberikan data granularity-nya gitu. Karena kebutuhan kita kadang macam-macam ya, beda-beda. Setiap company mungkin mempunyai North Star metric yang berbeda-beda gitu, sehingga kita melihat apa metrik yang bisa disajikan oleh hampir semua dari kita di sini menggunakan Google Analytics, jadi kita juga mempertanyakan bagaimana diskrepansi antara data yang mereka miliki dengan Google Analytics, karena itu sangat penting. Terkait dengan reporting, ini adalah poin-poinnya, bagaimana dashboard-nya, bagaimana mereka bisa meng-customize, dan bagaimana dengan data itu avail, sehingga kita bisa gunakan segera mungkin gitu. Dan kita juga melihat bagaimana historical data bisa kita tarik ke belakang, exporting capability, dan juga kita bisa menanyakan apakah mereka bisa menggunakan API untuk menarik datanya. Terkait dengan service, kita melihat, kita minta komitmen setiap vendor untuk bisa memberikan insight setiap bulannya, dan juga kita meminta komitmen mereka dalam memberikan insight setiap quarterly. Jadi tidak hanya memberikan ini loh website-nya, terus kita juga ingin bekerja sama dengan mereka membuat insight yang bisa diberikan kepada setiap member yang in quarterly basis. Dan tentu ini penting, kita juga minta local team di Indonesia, dan kita menanyakan bagaimana strategi mereka untuk penetrate market di sini, dan juga mereka. Dan yang terakhir adalah subscription cost. Itu kita melihat, kita bandingkan antara vendor-vendor ini, dan juga terakhir kita juga menanyakan apakah bisa untuk transaction in rupiah atau tidak, seperti itu. Dan yang terakhir, ini untuk accessors-nya itu ada 5, seperti yang tadi Mas Kimi sudah mention, ada Mas Kimi sebagai Chairman of IDA, Mas Sunjoy Vice Chairman dari IDA, ada Mas Edi Taslim, Chairman dari APAM, Sugiarto dari Apina. Jadi memang sudah setiap vendor, setiap accessors itu diberikan link pakai Google Form, di mana mereka akan mengisi skor untuk masing-masingnya. Dan ini terakhir adalah dari semua komponen setelah kita kalikan weight-nya, dari semua skor dan weight levelnya, kita lihat memang dari SimiliarWeb itu unggul 18% dibandingkan dengan Comscore. Dan di mana memang yang paling besar adalah dari si reporting capabilities-nya. Ya. Kurang lebih itu dari saya untuk menjelaskan proses dari awal sampai akhirnya, dan memang kita baru bisa memberikan press release itu kemarin karena banyak hal yang mesti kita bereskan dengan SimiliarWeb juga. Ya. Terima kasih.
Oke. Thanks, Rifki. Untuk penjelasannya, tadi sudah jelas runutan prosesnya seperti apa. Kalau ada pertanyaan nanti bisa ditanyakan mungkin di Q&A oleh teman-teman. Kita langsung aja. So let's moving on to the next agenda. I will give the stage to Renee and Carol. The stage is yours, Renee.
Thanks again. Firstly, just want to thank the IDA and all the other associations that helped out in sort of choosing us to be endorsed. It means a lot to us. And just to get into the details quickly so that we know exactly how we're going to work together and all that, I'm going to let Carol, who's the General Manager of Southeast Asia, take you guys through a quick presentation, and then I'll jump back in during the panel. More than happy to answer any questions that we have at the end.
Sure.
Carol?
Thanks.
Right. Okay. Before that, let me share my screen. Hold on. Can everyone see my screen now?
Yeah, we can see it.
All right. Apa khabar semua? Just to say hi. We understand bahasa a little bit here, so feel free to actually let us know. So just a quick introduction about myself. My name is Carol. I'm coming from SimiliarWeb. At the moment right now, we are overseeing 6 markets in the regions. So together with me today, I have Renee. Besides that, we actually have 3 colleagues that now in the chat room. So feel free to actually send us the questions, or you can leave it to the end of the presentation. Else then we can always answer you in the chat room. Okay. Okay, so let's start with today's agenda. So some of you might have heard about SimiliarWeb before, or some is actually new to you, right? So today I'm going to touch a little bit on who SimiliarWeb is, right? So for those that are actually using us as a free tool, you might know us here and there, but today I'm going to share a little bit to let you see the pro versions, right? After the about us, I will proceed to let you see the beneficials that how SimiliarWeb today empower publisher, agency, and brands. Okay, then I will jump straight to a live demo to let you see the live dashboard. I'm going to use today very 2 interesting aspects to show you. One is I'm going to show you publisher view. The other one I'm going to show you the from the brand side, which is the marketer. Okay. Last but not least, I'm going to end with what are the benefits that we are giving away to how to today's members to actually beneficial from the tools. So I'm going to share a little bit on that. Okay. So without further ado, let me start with my slide. Okay. So so who are we, right? So maybe some of you that first time hearing our name. So SimiliarWeb, we are actually here to help you as a company measure the digital world, right? In a nutshell, we are a market intelligent tools that will provide data coming from the website that's either from the desktop or the mobile web. And today we also measuring mobile app as well, right? So this is actually not only in Indonesia, we're actually covering all the industry in every region today. Okay. So a lot of you might also have a questions like, you know, why, what makes SimiliarWeb different from other tools, right? I want to touch 4 key things that make SimiliarWeb different from others, right? So I will start with the first of all that we provide a 360 visibility. So that allows you to look into the competitive insight and audience behavior. That's not only, like I mentioned just now, in the desktop, mobile web, and mobile app. And today we cover, as you can see, more than 100 million websites that we can allow you to analyze. And that's also including app as well. That's cover 190 plus countries today. Okay. The second thing is that what SimiliarWeb shines on, it is our granularity, right? So we allow you to zoom in, not just looking into the traffic perspective. We allow you to look into the analysis by channel. So SimiliarWeb today is the only tools that allow you to look into 7 channels. That is actually covering even from a search perspective, from a display perspective, and even from today the creative that you are able to see as well. Okay. Now the third point that we're to highlight here is that the data today you are getting is very, very updated data. You can look into a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. Only the daily that we are slightly lack in the 48 hours, but most of the time, sometimes that we actually release within a day itself. So this is actually, we're talking about the real-time access. Okay. Now, the last one that we are touching here, that's where the insights that, how do we get the insight as soon as fast as we can? So it's almost instant that today you can log into SimiliarWeb and the data can be extracted easily from the dashboard. Yeah, sometimes you can, within seconds, the data can be downloaded into your dashboard. Yeah, that's how fast we can cover that. Okay. Now, another questions like, I think this is the $1 million questions that everyone is asking us, like, how does SimiliarWeb collect your data, right? What makes the data actually that different from other measurement tools? So I think I will touch a little bit on that. hopefully that will help you understand a little bit on how which data point that is actually crucial to us, right? So I will start with the data collection part, right? So this is where here is. So this is actually, we're touching on 4 data points. So I will start with the contributory network. So what are the data that we're coming from the contributory network, right? So these are actually the anonymous traffic data that collected from SimiliarWeb own products and our partnering product that actually install in millions of the devices that are using it worldwide. Okay. Partnership, this is actually referring to global partner example like DSP, ISP, measurement companies, and the corporate intelligence firm that actually, this is actually a data partnership that we're working with them. So there will be a data that are being complement to the contributory data as well. Okay. Now the third one is the direct measurement data. So today brands can actually connect their data to us. So which is mainly their first party data, example like their GA, their Adobe data that can connect to us. That is actually we're talking today about millions of the website and app today are connecting their data to us. Okay. Last but not least, which is the public data source. This is where the data that is publicly available is online available. So which is like we capture and index from billions of the website and app. So imagine like the content you're putting on the website as a public data content. So that's where we scrap the content back, and that's part of the important source of the data collection today. Okay. Once we collect the data, we'll go through a data synthesis and the modeling. Eventually, the data will be delivered according to the use case that fits into the client. Okay, that's covered from digital marketing, research, even like we can even look into the shopper, investor, and sales solution as well. Okay, now let me move on. So the other question you may ask is like, are we new to the market? In fact, we are not new. We actually have been in this market for close to 3 years now. So we are today trusted by market leaders, as you can see it from here. That's even covering from the CPG, e-commerce, publisher, and to the agency, OTA, and today startup company are widely using SimiliarWeb data as well, right? But today about half of the Fortune 500 in the world are using SimiliarWeb data. Okay, if there's no question, I'll proceed with this. Quickly jump into this, right? So this is going to show you a few screenshots of how today's publisher, agency, and brands can benefit from SimiliarWeb dashboard. So I will actually label some of the features according to the role. Then you can see it, how you can pull the data from the tool itself. Okay. Now, I will start with like the key things that the key benefits of the user using SimiliarWeb. So first part, we are touching on how SimiliarWeb can benchmark the performance, right? So basically, when you log in itself, you can see like how easily you navigate the dashboard. That it can help you to discover and monitor the market share against your competitor. So I'll just use a few example here to let you see. You can see the traffic share until to the unique, to the bounce, to the page per visit, and much more, I would say, metrics you can see. That's help you to discover the opportunity for growth on even a daily basis performance. Okay. Now, this is where I label what are the, these are the module that are beneficial to the, I would say, the certain group of the user. Now, second part, that's where I touch a little bit on just now when we mentioned that SimiliarWeb is the only tools that we can allow you to analyze the data down to 7 different channels. That's including from referral basis to social, even to the search. And today we can even let you know the paid channel, like the paid search and the display channels as well. Now, today we're not talking about one brand. We can even compare up to, in the dashboard, it's a maximum can do 5, but in the API basis, we can compare up to hundreds of the site together. Now, the third part is that we can zoom out from the individual sites comparison. We can build a market view on the industry landscape perspective, right? So, for example, this is an example what we showed based on the e-commerce landscape, right? So, who is actually taking the market share over the time? Right, so that allows you to evaluate and analyze what is a winning and losing market share for each of you. Okay, now after we zoom out from the market research, that's where you can deep dive into a company research basis. So what you can see here is that not just the traffic, every single features here, you can deep dive into the metrics. For example, even like we can look into the bounce basis, right? Here you can see that some of the features you can use is from a daily perspective, weekly perspective, and everything here is just one click away. You can download in Excel, in PNG, and you can even export it into a PDF basis. This is actually more publishers some concerned about where how the audience research can help you discover more, right? We can look into how you can use this to understand your audience demographic. Where do they spend their time? Then from here, we can see like the audience segment overlap user basis from demographic, from a gender basis. And that's how you to discover new audiences that to help you acquire and retain your existing user. This one is actually very, is one of our hero module. We call it keyword research, right? So keyword research is important when you look into, for example, here, I'm actually pulling out one of the key industry like is going through a hard time right now. How people looking into the travel basis, right? From here, you can see certain keyword itself, who is actually the top keyword that generating the traffic to you versus your competitor, right? What is a trending keyword? How you prioritize a keyword based on the actual click rate, paid versus organic, right? And even with that, how do I optimize? Which one should I optimize that I can win over my competitor based on the volume, based on the CPC? Now you can see it from SimiliarWeb. Right. Affiliate research basis is where you can see this is more towards the referrals opportunity, right? So for example, there are a lot of sites that they are running on referral model, right? So this you can see like who actually giving you a higher chance of referral opportunity. So then you can strike a partnership with them, right? How could I qualify the new partners? And how should I see like this is a partner that is new to the market and I should start exploring with them, or which partner that should I drop because it's the performance is slightly weaker. So this is where you can see it from here. Now the last three is this is some of the screenshots I'm touching on, but we have much more. But I just pick up a few that to show you. This is very interesting for media buying research. You can see from the two different views. You can see it from a publisher view. So publisher can see who are the advertiser on your competitive website, and for the advertiser basis, you can see your competitive partners, where do they actually advertise with, right? So then you can see it from here, which network they advertise on. So this actually help you to look into your monetization strategy, right? This is actually very interesting. We will allow you to look into the creative, right? Which creative, some of the example here, like Nike, what the creative they're using for the past 1 month, which one is active, which one is running. You can see it from here. Now, this is one of the key things that we actually just rolled out like 3 months ago. We called it a conversion analysis, right? Today you can see it from SimiliarWeb platform, right? What are the purchase funnel, right? Which product that in, let's say, I shall take, let's say Lazada, Shopee, and Tokopedia. What are the product that is the most converted product that in that platform? This is more towards the the brand side, how you can see which partner I should work with, right? So some of the things that you can help you to discover that which partner you should strike a better partnership with them. Okay, let me share with you a very quick demo. I think I have Jamie, do I have a little bit more time? I'm just actually, okay, so I have 15 minutes more. Okay, so this is actually in SimiliarWeb platform. I just do a very quick one here. So one of the things that just now touching on is looking into the industry analysis, right? So I will pick publisher here to use this as a use case to demo to you. So I'm looking into Indonesia publisher here, right? So the dashboard is pretty easy to use. So what you do here is that once you actually choose the category or the industry, you just need to see which particular, I would say the time frame that you want to see. Let's say I stick it to last 3 months. And what I want to do here is that I just want to look into Indonesia traffic. Right. So once you actually change your country filter, immediately you will see all these traffic is actually mainly coming from Indonesia. Right, and here you can always navigate which I would say the devices you want to see, but just a sole case basis, I'll use all traffic. Okay, I'm going to show you this. So once you actually choose the category, industry, and the time frame and the country filter, so right away you go in here, you will see this is top 10, right? What you will see here is by color, and you can always change it to the like daily basis and weekly basis. That's how you to monitor. When you point, it will show you on that particular day who is actually performing in terms of the traffic share, right? But what is interesting for you is that we are not just looking into last 3 months. We can allow you to analyze as the reason as last 28 days, who is the winning player in that particular place, right? Now, the other parts that you can see it from here is that you can go down. That's where that you can show the metrics on each particular publisher, right? Okay, I'll move on to touch on some of the demographics like audience research basis. So remember just now we're looking into the 55 publishers, there is Indonesia. So now you can analyze based on the gender and look into the gender and the age group. So you can see now for each single publisher in what particular age group that they're winning at. Yeah, so you can see certain site actually has lesser young audience as compared to certain website. So now you can see the all from here. Okay. Now, besides from the industry basis, you can always zoom down and see, if let's say I just want to pick the top, maybe the 5 publisher that I want to compare with, very easy. You just need to type in, right? Example here. Usually in just pre-selected here for demo purpose. Okay, so basically very easy to use. So you just need to type in the competitive set that you want to compare it, right? You just need to choose the month and the country again, same thing, right? But now I'm trying to show you a different angle. So I'm not looking into the industry, but I'm looking into an individual site competitive landscape, right? What I will do here is that I can even do a periodically kind of comparison. So I want to see last year versus this year, same period of time, who is actually gotten a better growth as compared to the rest. So you just need to click on that, then we will show you, right? So you can see last year versus this year, who is actually, comparatively like growing much more as compared to the competitor, right? Example, you can always see this is a very interesting matrix. You can see who is the new new user and the returning user from here. So you can see like new user versus the returning user is actually, those are the user that they have not come back to your site for the past 3 months, right? So then you can see it from here, they are always a user that come back to you, okay? Now, this is actually new for publisher. Then you can see the audience overlapping. It's a very easy to use, I would say, graph. You can just need to point and you will see the overlap from site to site. Okay, I will jump straight to show you a little bit on the how you can see it from an advertiser perspective. I'm going to change my module now. So I'm going to use just this view for showcase basis. If let's say it's an advertiser basis, I actually choose Shopee, Lazada as a showcase and Tokopedia. So now the view now actually change it from a publisher to advertiser. So advertiser here, the important thing is I want to see where this advertiser putting the efforts into in order to get their audience, right? Same thing, you put the completely set and you set the time frame and the country, right? But I'm going to show you, this is interesting for you, that we can see from a marketing channel perspective, who is winning over the other, right? You can see it from direct, from organic, and even from paid. Like you can roughly know who actually spent a little bit more on SEM. This is no more secret, to be honest. You can see the traffic share like each of these players that are actually getting from. Right. Now, last two things I'm going to show you here is that, for example, like you can see it from a search perspective. Right? Let's say in this case, like I want to see what keyword that actually bring the traffic to, for example, Shopee versus Bukalapak or Blibli or Tokopedia. You are fighting in a more transparent ground right now. There's no more secret like who is actually buying which keyword. I'm going to show you like here, you can filter by non-branded, which means that let's say I want to see which product that actually driving the traffic. Hold on, we're just pulling the data. Yep, for example, I'm going to show you here. I'm not sure what product is this, but it's called Poco M3. You can see this product itself, who gotten the share is the dark blue. Dark blue is Shopee. Turquoise is Lazada, followed by Tokopedia, and the yellow is Blibli. Right. So now you can see who is actually actively acquiring the audience that's actively searching for Poco M3, right? And you can see that this keyword itself, majority are paid keywords. So you know that this product that actually everyone is pushing. I can even know like the CPC, the position, and even the URL. This product actually link it to which particular URL. You can see it from here. Right. Then I'll touch on referral. So this is where that who refer the traffic to all these player, right? That's where let's say a big price, right? You can see price refer traffic to many player, many marketplace, and you can see, for example, here in February itself, they refer a lot of traffic to BB as compared to the past 2 months. In December and January, there's not that much, but in February, there's a lot of reference to BB, right? So you can see like this is something that they could actually work with price from BB. Okay. Last one I'm going to show you is display, right? Display, you can see which particular publisher that Shopee and the other 4 players, they are placing their display ad on. No more secret. You can see like, wow, BB is very actively placing display ad in most of the publisher. You can see yellow, most of it, right? They are very, very active in display buy. Hopefully, just give you a quick view on that. Okay, now I will end my sharing here with one of the slides. So give me I think I still have 5 minutes here. Let me quickly show you the last one. Okay. Okay, so now that is actually we covered on the live demo. Now, because of some of the we have quite a number of questions coming from Indonesia clients as well, that in regards to the pricing. Basically the pricing that we are looking at right now is very much based on the use case. So because not everyone needs the module in order to fit into a use case. So we will always encourage you to have a chat with us, that we can help you discover what is needed, because that actually also help you to plan your budgets more strategically. But today we do actually work out some of the promo that in conjunction with this special day is easier for you to consume, if let's say that especially for some of you are new. This is actually that we later I think I'll share with IDA. We actually work out a few packages for you to start with. This is something that we usually what we do for association is that we apply to all the members is actually 10% discount. But this is actually that we are working out some of the packages that we work it out for some of the module that is essential for you. That we are running some of the promo that for basic and advanced for publisher, and then for agency as well. So by agency here, that just need to put kindly note that we need to see whether this agency already have the global contract with us, right? Last but not least, for brands. So unlike publisher and agency, why brands is actually we encourage to have a chat first, because brands, their use case is actually a little bit different, because they are looking into segment, conversion, shopper, API, and much more, right? So, but across with today, the session, we actually apply the 20%. So it's actually much more than what we usually offer to the members. But we are happy to actually explore more with you. Okay. So that's all from my sharing today. It's a little bit rough because it's a half an hour.
All right. Thank you, Carol. Thank you very much. I think so the latest slide is new, even to us, right?
Yeah.
It's a surprise, right?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for that. I think
it'd be good that we actually, yeah, especially for those that are new to us, then we help them to see, understand how they can start with by looking into the module that is essential for them to quickly benchmark their competitor. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Carol, for the explanation. I think hopefully we can see why the all assessor give a higher score for SimiliarWeb for this. We can see new information, new insight that we might not be can be accessible previously, like the commerce ad spend indication. I think that's really interesting and will be useful also for our member. So there's we have many questions, but I think thank you. Terima kasih buat yang sudah tanya. Nanti kita akan jawab, so we can answer it later, maybe during the panel discussion, or also maybe some of the technical question can be also answered on the Q&A. But I think we can start. Let's just start with the discussion panel with Mas Janu from P3I and also Mas Sunjoyo. While we keep waiting for other questions that we are preparing to answer later on the question on the Q&A session. Yeah. I think before we start with the discussion, just curious, what is the SimiliarWeb view of Indonesian digital advertising industry? What is your view actually after after several discussion, after you've been in this market for long? What is the view of Indonesian digital advertising industry?
Yeah, thanks for that. That's a loaded question. Obviously, I think for a long time, Indonesia has been leading the way in many regards for Southeast Asia, because of just your creativity around content, interactivity, and obviously just the sheer size of your country and the amount of people that are connected. So it makes for a really interesting market, one that's very different from the other markets that we operate in. So we're really very excited about being able to come in, because we've seen this in most markets around the world for the longest time since the internet has been around. There's been maybe only one or two metrics that people refer to, which would be stuff like site rankings, how large you are in your country, and so on. But the internet and digital industry has moved so far beyond that, right? That really I may not be number one in sheer size, but I may be the most relevant for a particular advertiser. I may be the most relevant for a particular segment of audience and all that. So it's really exciting to be able to bring all these other metrics to the forefront, especially in a market like Indonesia. So yeah, I think the summary would be, we want to give like clear, concise, strategic data that helps anybody in any industry sort of take control of their market.
All right. Thanks, Rene. Thanks, Rene. Indeed, I think we have so many potential, but also we have so many challenges.
Yes.
And in the previous discussion, we also talked about how SimiliarWeb can also contribute to, at least to get to study together how to overcome the challenges in the Indonesian local market.
Yeah, I think just one thing to add to that, like Rifki mentioned, in terms of the criteria when you all were evaluating, we really wanted to be in Indonesia market physically, but the pandemic sort of hit us. But now we're going to double down those efforts to make sure that we get the people on the ground and to be able to work with you guys much more closely. Not just a bunch of salespeople, but people to work through the issues that you may have, or the things that you want to track that historically may not have been possible. We'd be more than happy to look at how we deep dive for the Indonesian market. All
right. Thanks. Let me just swing over to Mas Janu here from P3I. Mas Janu, kita campur-campur saja lah ya.
Oke, cool.
Mas Janu, thank you untuk waktunya. Sebelum kita tanya lebih jauh ke SimiliarWeb, saya pengen pengen dapat point of view dari P3I tentang pemilihan ini dan apa yang di-expect dari P3I terhadap SimiliarWeb, dan mungkin terhadap mumpung ada teman-teman member di sini. Industri ini.
Okay. Thank you, Gami, for this opportunity. I just want to explain that from the agency point of view, and then not only from the media or channel point of view, but also from the strategic planning point of view. So basically, measurement is a must, meaning that the way we choose the tools, the first is about measurement. Yes, this is about measurement, but actually it's beyond that. I think now the consumer insight or the attitude, actually we can track from how they use the channel or the media. So we use the measurement tools also as an exploration or insight, customer insight tools also. It's like sometimes we use the planner use the measurement tools like SimiliarWeb or others actually to detect actually to find the clue why the consumer use these apps, not use that apps, why the consumer use that online travel, not this one, why this e-commerce use this one, not use that partner. So that kind of kind of the clue or the direction that actually as a planner we can use actually. So that one of the point, because most of the customer insight now we can detect based on the how they kind of surfing in one day based on their apps, channel, and media. So that's the tools that we can utilize in that way. And then also now is we need kind of the tools that can detect the complexity, you know, uncertainty and complexity, because now we are not only utilizing or using only, let's say, 5 or 6 or 7 platform, but sometimes the one campaign more than so many platforms. So we have to use the tools that can detect clearly, right? The multi-platform, and then multi-screen, and then multi-segment. This is very important. So our team in the planning, should know actually if they conduct the campaign. So they should explain in detail actually what kind of the complexity, and then they should able to divine, what kind of actually the polarization in a segment, in a channel, and in the media. So that's very important also. So again, this is not about measurement, but also about how we use the tools as insight tools. The other one is about the optimization or the need of efficiency. Sometimes in the middle of campaign, we change the strategy, because of the need of optimization. So the tool should give kind of the direction to us, to find another alternative of direction, especially of the channel utilization or apps utilization or platform utilization. That's very important, because sometimes in let's say 1 month campaign, so we have to change in the middle of a month actually, and then re-choosing and then re-looking the way we manage the channel. So in that way, actually, we need the clarity. We need kind of the assurance that actually we should have kind of the real time and then easy to read tools actually for our planner, to redesign the plan of the campaign, right? So that's I think that's a bit different perspective from the planner point of view or advertising point of view. Now, I think that's the main utilization in advertising point of view from the planner point of view also. The other part actually, sometimes in one campaign, we use kind of the multidiscipline platform or multidiscipline partner involving, right? We use partnership in e-commerce, in online travel, and then a multi-channel, and sometimes the media. So the completeness of the platform, channel, and then application, and that really crucial. So that is why actually that kind of tools we need actually to make a more accurate plan, to make kind of the very quick change in a plan management or in the project management also. So again, beyond the measurement, actually we use the tools in many ways. Yeah, I think that's my point of view, Kenny.
Thank you, Mas Danu. It's very interesting point of view. I think I don't know, Carol, maybe you have comment on that. I see that the expectation is quite a bit different. It's about insight, actionable insight that can be used for strategic planner or media planner to do their job, which is very interesting. You might need to have specific training for this one.
Yeah, for sure.
well, actually, you can see the feature that what we call it like research, channel research, and then competitor research, and then kind of the category research, application research, etc. That actually that's not about measurement only, but that's the very big insight actually inside there. Yeah.
Agree. So Carol or Renee, do you have any comment?
I think that insight is quite amazing, because we see that often with our clients that sign up for measurement, and then when we look at usage patterns down the line, they start to get addicted to the data that they can see. And then the usage becomes much more research-based, right? Because it's not just about traffic numbers or whatever. It's about how do I learn more about the user? How am I positioning versus, where's the opportunity? How to fine-tune that opportunity and so on. So I'm pretty sure we'll be able to provide relevant stuff for the people who are interested in that, for sure.
All right. Thanks, Rene. This is quite interesting. This is a good segue for. I'm going to ask Sunjoyo for this as a Kyle Y person and also as Ida person. That the usage of SimiliarWeb is more to insight rather than rank or something numbers like that. So, is rank still matter in terms of in the context of selling your product this day? Is that still relevant?
Rank is still matters, but besides rank, we have to define what product can be delivered to advertiser, right? Rank is one point, but the way how we represent our product to advertiser is we can have to find the difference among the competitors. So in my point of view, in terms of myself in publishers, set rank and any metrics that we can get from the measurement, let's say from page view or users, I think it's more important if we can get any insight from the SimiliarWebs in terms of how can we improve our site, how can we make our sites better in terms on measurement in SimiliarWeb, something like that. That's from my opinion.
All right. Thanks you. Interesting. Very interesting. So since we are talking about ranks and measurement, now there's two important questions from the audience, Carol, that I want to touch upon. First is about the integration or the connection with Google Analytics. How can we utilize SimiliarWeb, and can we integrate Google Analytics data, and so on and so on. And the second question, very important, still in connection with Google, is about the Google plan to take out cookies this year. Is that going to affect how SimiliarWeb measure digital asset or not?
Carol, I'll take.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
so we get this question very often. I'll answer the second one first, which is about cookies. And I think cookies is one of those things where it's obvious that the world's going to change quite dramatically when that's gone. The good news is that SimiliarWeb's proprietary methodology has never relied on cookies before. So every bit of data that you see has nothing to do with cookies. So while you may see from other measurement tools that variants may develop, our numbers will continue to remain consistent with or without the cookie. Right? So that's the first one. The second one is about the integration of Google data. So just want to clarify, it isn't really an integration per se. So what we do is we allow anyone who wants to share their data, their internal Google Analytics data, to share it either most probably publicly on the platform, so that when someone sees the SimiliarWeb data, let's say regarding a particular website, if they want to take a look at how the publisher is tracking their own data, they can click on a simple toggle and it will show them the Google Analytics data. So the impact on SimiliarWeb's data when you choose to share your Google Analytics data is a longer term thing. So we don't sort of ingest your Google data and then publish it. We take that to double check our algorithms to make sure that our algorithms has now got a larger data set to learn from. So what will happen is if publishers do share their Google Analytics data with us, over time you will start to see that the numbers start to equalize, right, or to get clearer, because the algorithm is starting to see where maybe there needs to be tweaking done and so on. But it's not a immediate thing, and it doesn't happen at any point where our numbers become exactly like the Google Analytics numbers, unfortunately.
Thank you. So it's actually for publisher, it's an option, right? It's available option
Yes.
to put Google Analytics data on SimiliarWeb platform.
Yes.
And it's accessible for everybody to see.
Yes.
But do you think is it beneficial for publisher to put GA data on SimiliarWeb?
In the long run, it is. In the long run, because again, maybe this is a bit selfish of us, but it does help our algorithm get smarter. That's one. But also, what happens is, Google Analytics is one of those softwares where one publisher and another could implement it very differently within a site. So it's very hard to get an apples to apples when you're looking at just Google Analytics data. And our objective is to be that sort of one ruler that you measure every property by. So, obviously with marketers, with agencies and all that, the more data they can see, the better decisions they can make. So it doesn't hurt to have your GA data there as well.
Right. Okay. So there you go. For IDA members, there's a benefits, and there's also I don't see it's a negative thing. It depends on each publisher. That do we want to allow public to access your Google Analytics or not? That's all your decision. But there's benefit on it if we have connected with your Google Analytics. So hopefully it's clear for everybody. And then I think then there is a really interesting question from the audience about, I think, oh, thanks June for answering, but I think let's bring it up. If we engage with SimiliarWeb, how long do you keep our data? It's interesting.
So,
but data governance, right? So, okay.
Yeah. So the data that SimiliarWeb now is actually allow you to extract from the platform. It is actually 37 months data that we actually allow you to see. So it's actually a rolling kind of period. So for example, like let's say you go in, it's always like we will show you the latest one. It's always a -1. So but we at the moment right now we allow you maximum 37 months, which means last 3 years data that you can see from the platform.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question.
Shoot, man.
I saw on your client list, there's a Google in your client list. Since Google have their everything data, even my interesting. Yes, in which part Google using your tools? Since Google have everything.
Yeah. So just I think Google continues to be one of our largest clients globally, and it's ironic, right? Because they even know my blood type, they know everything about me, right? But I think it's because Google knows too much. So the reason for that is that all their data protection and privacy laws prevents Google from using their own data to publish, right? And as a result, with SimiliarWeb, all the data that we collect is 100% scrubbed of personal data. So because we clean all the personal identifiable data from our data set, our data does not contravene any sort of privacy laws or anything, which is why if Google's trying to prove a point, they will always refer to SimiliarWeb to say even SimiliarWeb says our search is like this and so on.
Okay.
And our data is actually 100% certified by the GDPR commissions itself. So they are also using SimiliarWeb.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's good. That's good. Thank you. Even though we're still waiting for Indonesian data privacy law, but I think GDPR is the best approach. Uh, and we're glad that you are comply with GDPR. Just one more question to Mas Janu actually, since we
Yes.
are talking about the complexity of the industry. Advertiser tend to use their own preferred measurement tools. So we have many measurement tools used in this industry. Uh, how can we, you know, do you think we can align uh, this? Do you have? Do you think we can have alignment on the measurement, or we will use different source of data all the time until next year and next year and next year? Do you think we will have that kind of alignment in the future?
Well, actually, industry use so many tools. Maybe I can say that the multinational, like in my office, actually use maybe around 2 or 2.5 of the measurement for almost the same with SimiliarWeb, and then the 2.5 why half actually sometimes the government and the client use another tools. So based on that, actually we use the tools almost the same also, the same tools also. So now we use more than 2, you know, kind of the, of course we use SimiliarWeb and Comscore at the same times because of the a global alignment also, right? As I think that happened also. So of course, sometimes these tools kind of be quite dynamic. You know, they change the algorithm, they change the methodology also. So that is why we engage with them also quite dynamic, quite dynamic. So and make kind of the customization also. I think alignment is still possible. I think let's say if other agency or so many agency using multiple tools, multiple tools, and then IDA, let's say, have kind of the preferable tools, and then how to align. That's I think for me it's like very possible. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. It's very encouraging.
Yeah.
I think also I believe it's possible, and but we need time to you know, to align those, and with this complexity, I think we just need to
I think
keep trying. Yeah.
IDA should make kind of the remapping the tools utilization amongst the ecosystem also. That's I think the first step we have to do. Yeah.
Thank you, Machano. Now that I think that point is a good also it's a good segue for my next question. I remember when we discussed after we announced SimiliarWeb with Rene and also Carol and Mas Janu. So this is for Carol or Rene. What do you think about cross media measurement? And everybody now talking about this. Every country now talking about. Some country is adopting it already. Indonesia, we need to study this proactively. And I was asking your commitment to involve actively in this study. So what do you think about that, Rene?
Yeah, I think as we mentioned during the presentation as well, we're really very keen to explore how this can be done as well. So any of the resources that we have that can contribute to a discussion on a methodology or an approach to this, we'd be happy to join hands with you guys and work on it together.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What we'll also start doing is just taking a look at any of the areas where we already have experience there, and maybe we can start to share in some sort of task force between IDA and us. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think this is not an easy task in every country. It's a complicated task, especially involving so many measurement companies. But I think the important thing is that we are planning, at least we are studying it, that we exploring that possibility, right? Because I don't think there is no other option than to have that kind of measurement in the future, right?
Yeah, and they said, since COVID, digital has moved forward about 7 or 8 years in that 1 year, right? So I think it's going to be sooner rather than later where it's going to be very important to have that sort of measurement. So we'll work together on that, our commitment for sure.
All right. Okay, thank you. Do you still have any more question, Ilona, or I think June is already answering all questions. Thanks, June. Okay, June is answering the question. Okay, so I think for the last question, it's not question actually. I really need to get your, is any closing statement, and also I think it's worth also to share your contact, because there's a lot of, I think a lot of people here asking a lot of technical questions. So I think it's better, yeah, you have a conversation directly with the team. I'll be happy to help our members to connect with Carol, but I think Carol, if you have
Yep.
a last statement, and also maybe you share your contact or your team contact.
Yep. So yeah, I will take the harder questions on the technical, but I will let Renee answer the easy one. so I think if as a wrap up, I think there are much more potential that we can explore with the associations itself. When we are not talking about just the tools, we are looking into content that we can have the insights that empower today in the publisher or the agency perspective as well. So for example, like today we have publishers that in other countries that's actively using similar insights data to do to make the content more sexier with the data that actually provide the facts and figures to justify, right? So something that we could do beyond just just being a tool, that's one. The second things that we could explore, like more on the educations to uplift the industry. So these are the things that we are really happy to and what we are actually actively pushing in the region right now, to hope that not just the skill part, the knowledge part, that we need to bring the industry together as well. Yeah.
Thanks, Carol. Renee, do you have something?
Yeah. Carol, maybe the team can add the contact details into the Q&A and chat rooms. Yeah,
it will be helpful.
That's one. But yeah, just on a last note, really, again, thank you for the trust you've put in us to work together with you to provide a sort of a currency for the digital world. We're very aligned. The moment the borders open, we'll be there in person. But in the meantime, we're working very hard to set up a team there already. We're very deep through interviews and all that stuff. And then we'll train the people that we bring on board. And immediately we hope in the very close future that we can see each other face to face as well. But thank you again. And yeah, it's been a pleasure so far. I hope it continues this way.
Right, great. Thanks, Renee. Mas Janu, you have any last notes for this?
Yeah, measurement is one important thing, but I think others is like multi-segment, and then the sustainability of the channel, and then inside the media also, inside the readership, inside the viewership is also important. Quality of the viewership also, that's also important. And then the more of the detailed data beyond the measurement is also important. So I think that's my last note. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mas Janu. Mas Sunjoyo, any last notes?
just a simple from me. Ministerial is one thing, but how we can make a mutual agreement among the industry is a must. Yeah. So we can speak about the same measurement while we talking about the data, how we can talk about the performance itself.
All right. Thank you, Mas. Agree. So thanks, Carol. Thanks, Renee. Mas Janu, Rizky. Thank you very much, Ilona. For me, there's also answering one of the question. Is there going to be any other session with SimiliarWeb with Ida? Yes, it's part of the agreement with SimiliarWeb. We will have regular education session. Whether it's of course this will be virtual for now. But I think after this, we are also planning to have regular session. Depends on the prioritization of the topics. But again, I think IDA's duty is to recommend the best measurement platform available in the market for the industry. The decision to use depends on you. This is not the only option that you have to use, but for us, after the process that we have been through, this is now the best available option that we recommend for the industry. So again, dari Ida, ini adalah rekomendasi. Menurut kita setelah di assess ini yang terbaik. Decision tetap di anda semua, member. So please contact Carol to dig more and to understand more about SimiliarWeb, and you can assess yourself the benefits, and hopefully we can after this there will be a lot of education session, a lot of insight coming in from Ida, P3I, Apina, and APAM with SimiliarWeb, because this agreement also extended to 4 association. Jadi ini bukan cuma buat IDA, tapi buat 4 asosiasi lain juga. So hopefully this will be, I think we will find new insight and we can move forward together with SimiliarWeb for the future of Indonesian digital advertising. So again, thank you, Carol, Renee, Mas Sunjoyo, Rizky, and for everybody that attending this session. This is very important session. It's very exciting, and please do contact us, Ida, or SimiliarWeb for further information if you need. So thank you very much, and see you in the next session with SimiliarWeb and Ida and other association. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.